From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
It's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Okay, so
Yes,
you know how
sir.
people will listen to our podcast. Mm-hmm. Roz and Mocha Show podcast available anywhere you get your podcast from, by the way. Make sure you subscribe because when we release a new episode, it'll automatically download to your device.
Yep.
New episode dropping later today.
Boom.
So normally people will, oh God, am I going to regret talking about this? People will slow down our podcast, listen to it at half speed, and we play them on the radio and it sounds fun and funny, right?
Yeah.
Leslie Flores, he is a Roz and Mocha super fan.
Okay.
Went to a recent episode 666.
That's like last week, wasn't it? Something like that? That's
right. And did something that I fear is now going to be an ongoing trend.
Oh, no.
But took a conversation that we had
Yeah.
about just something
Yeah.
and censored parts of it to make it sound like it was something else.
Oh, no.
It
Okay.
was a conversation we were having about aliens.
Okay.
And what if aliens were delicious?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I have, and you tell me what you want to hear first.
Okay. Yes.
So I have the original conversation, so you know what it sounds like, or what it sounds like in the moment, what it
Yes.
sounded like on the podcast.
Yes.
And then I have the version that Leslie created where he censored certain words.
Okay.
Which would you like to hear first?
Let's go the original first.
You want to? Okay.
Yes.
So this is the original.
Yes.
Original.
And it would be very difficult to explain to an alien, right? Like what we eat is we all sort of understand it, right? But like if aliens came down and they were like, okay, so you'll eat a chicken but not a cat, right? And we're like, yeah, of course. Like why?
Yeah.
Like that's very difficult to explain to people.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you sure you're not going to eat me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, am I in the love me, pet me category? Or am I in the pull my guts out of my butthole category and skin me and rotisserie me? Right? Like, which category am I in? And then you're like, I don't know, give me a taste.
Yeah.
Right?
Just a little nibble.
Yeah.
Let me just lick that arm for a sec.
Yeah, let me just do me a favor. I'm going to close my eyes. You put your foot in my mouth. Okay? You just give me that
Just for
little
5
thing.
seconds.
Just give me. I don't need long. Just give me that little thing for a minute. Okay? I don't even need the bite. Like at all.
For the record, guys, we're talking about aliens for anybody who just tuned in.
Yes. Okay. So that was
the original conversation that happened on episode 666 of the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Okay.
So superfan Leslie Flores censored parts of that conversation.
Okay.
So it sounds like this.
And it would be very difficult to explain to an alien, right? Like what we is we all sort of understand it, right? But like if aliens came down and they were like, okay, so you'll eat a chicken but not a cat, right? And we're like, yeah, of course. Like why? Like that's very difficult to explain to people.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you sure you're not going to eat me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, am I in the love me, pet me category? Or am I in the pull my guts out of my category and me and right? Like, which category am I in? And then you're like, I don't know, give me a taste.
Yeah.
Right?
Just a little nibble.
Yeah.
Let me just lick that for a sec.
Yeah, let me just do me a favor. I'm going to close my eyes. You put in my mouth. Okay? You just give me that
Just
little
for 5
thing.
seconds.
Just give me, I don't need long. Just give me that little thing for a minute. Okay? I don't even need the bite. Like at all.
For the record, guys, we're talking about aliens for anybody who just tuned in.
Yes.
Okay, so Roz,
We're back now. We're back now.
I
We're
see
back
you
now.
rubbing your temples.
Bro, I can't.
Pause.
I can't. This can't be a thing. This can't be a thing.
Thank you to Leslie Flores
Anything you want to tell us, Roz?
No, shut up.
for the unnecessary censorship of the show.
Wow. Do me a favor. I'm going to close my eyes. You put in my mouth. Okay? I said foot. I said foot. Okay? I said foot.
Yo.
Right? It was foot is what I said. All right?
Thank you, Leslie.
Man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I'm reading this stupid story about how to wash your armpits properly.
Yeah.
I imagine this is one of those things that took off on like TikTok and then everybody is just taking it as gospel. But you're not supposed to use your regular soap on your armpits. That's for one. You're supposed to use an antibacterial soap on your armpits.
Okay.
Who has that?
I don't.
Who has that?
Isn't all soap antibacterial?
No.
The soap that I use to wash my skin or the body wash that I use is the exact same that goes on my pits.
Same.
Like I wash everything with this down below and up above.
Yeah, I even use
We
the same.
understand how bathing works more.
I even use the same soap. Sometimes I'll just scoop it.
Sure.
And if I don't want to, get more soap, like if I'm running low or something, right?
Scoop it. From where?
From down below.
How much?
You mean the lather?
Yeah, the lather.
You just use it on your pits.
Yes.
You take the lather from below and use it and repurpose it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's too much.
Those are good suds.
Maria looks disgusted. Are you also one that uses the same body wash or soap on your skin that you use for your armpits?
No.
Oh, you use different? Antibacterial?
Yeah, sometimes I'll use like an antibacterial soap.
Really?
No, you don't, Maria.
Yeah. No, like not like it like it's like it'll be like more of like an intimate wash.
That's
per
the
se.
burns,
on your
though,
armpits and stuff.
sometimes.
Because like your armpits carry so much bacteria and like deodorant, and if there's just
So what brand do you have? Like how have I never seen or heard like an ad for
kind of soap am I supposed
antibacterial
to
soap?
use?
well, you can get like there's this lady on TikTok actually. She talks about
Okay,
how
cool. Okay, let's.
You can get some great things on
Okay, wait.
there.
I'm not done. We're gonna move on for 1 second, okay? Because I can't go back to the lady on TikTok.
I'm curious about this
just
antibacterial.
give me 1 second. Give me 1
Okay.
second. Okay, so here's what I want. I'm gonna time you right now because this is the part that really gets me,
Okay.
where I feel like a failure, where I feel dirty. Right? Is that I'm going to open my stopwatch.
Okay.
Okay. And then show me right now, Mocha. Okay.
Yeah.
Show me right now how you wash your armpit. Show me. Like, just show me like your standard practice of washing your armpit and about how long you would wash an armpit
So
for.
it always goes left hand first to
Yes.
clean right armpit.
Yeah,
1,
so-
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
And then right hand
Yep.
under left armpit.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
and
so
that's it.
so I would like you now to do step 1, which is right arm up,
Yeah.
left hand washes, correct?
Okay, sure.
Okay. I'm going to hit the stopwatch and you wash your armpit, and I'm going to tell you when to stop washing your armpit according to this.
Okay.
Okay? So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, wash. Mocha's still scrubbing. He is still scrubbing.
That's
Mocha's still scrubbing.
no. This is
Still scrubbing.
15, 16, 17.
Still
19,
scrubbing.
20.
Okay, still scrubbing. You go all in circles. You never change it up and go like
No.
up and down or get your fingernails in there and scrape some of that
35,
stuff
36,
out.
37, 38.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Okay, keep going. You're not done yet. You're not done yet.
Let's get warm.
Okay. You're going to start to chafe. And time. So you're supposed to
58
So
circles.
you're supposed to wash your armpits for 30 seconds each.
Nah, I ain't got time for that.
58 circles.
No.
No, and
No.
more if you have hair. You got hair?
No,
Or you
I trim down. I trim
you have
down.
no hair under there?
Well, I mean, I haven't trimmed it in a bit, but there's like stubble there.
No hair.
No, I trim it.
Let me see.
Like a wrestler.
Let me see. Really? Oh, wow. Look at you, aerodynamic.
Looks nice, right?
It does look
Yeah,
nice.
feels good.
Yeah. Wow. That's you look like somebody who regularly shaves their armpits and just like missed a week. Like that's how little hair you have.
Yeah, it was
under
2
there.
weeks ago.
Yeah. Like
I
you
did
go
that.
bald. You go all the way
Yeah,
down
it
bald.
feels so nice.
But what about when it starts to grow back a little bit? You don't get the pricklies?
Don't notice.
No. Wow.
No, I'm tough like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Athletes, bro.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, man. Joe Biden was getting flamed over the weekend, bro.
What do you do now?
Saturday, President Biden delivered a speech to the Congressional Black Caucus for the annual Legislative Conference in Washington.
Okay. Nothing can go wrong there.
LL Cool J
Oh.
and MC Lyte were there to receive the Phoenix Award for their musical contributions at the ceremony, okay?
Yeah.
Of course, celebrating 50 years of hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So, LL Cool J. Joe Biden messes up saying LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J.
Come on now.
By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's been... And MC Light, both of you, thank you.
Damn, yeah.
So,
yeah,
first
you
of all,
just look old, right?
LL Cool J.
He just is. Like, you assume that everybody knows everything, and you just, when you're that age, you don't know what the hell LL Cool J is.
One of the comments was Biden effing up LL Cool J's name. Like, the name ain't simple as S.
LL Cool J.
3 letters in a word. That's it.
Another person said, what Joe Biden did to LL Cool J is exactly why Ice Cube said he'll never have dinner with the president.
LL Cool J.
And then that other part where he said that boy.
Yeah,
Oh, man, people went in.
Yeah.
Didn't have Biden calling LL Cool J boy on the bingo card.
Yeah, he's old as dirt, right? Like, it's not all there, and I don't know.
He's running the country.
I don't know.
Two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J.
You couldn't sound any more old.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Yes, my guy, Usher. Super Bowl halftime show in Vegas. It was meant to be.
I don't know a lot of Usher, to be honest with you.
Yo.
Like, I know Usher. Don't get me wrong. Legend, right? But I don't know if I could name a lot of Usher songs.
There is a reason why they call him the king of R&B.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, okay, I got that. There goes the whole thing.
Just a sample. It was just a sample.
Yeah, because you always wonder, because you got to have somebody who's got the hits, right?
9 number one hits.
You got to do 13 minutes. You got to have the hits.
8-time Grammy Award winner.
Yeah.
Back in 2004, his Confessions album had 4 number one singles off of it alone.
Damn.
And that album went diamond.
Damn.
23.8 million albums sold. 38.2 million digital songs sold. One of the biggest in the world.
Yeah. Makes sense now. I was kind of questioning it when I heard it over the weekend because I didn't do like a big thing because I'm just not a giant Usher fan. But when you break it all down and you play all that stuff, I'm like, of course it makes sense. Because it has to be an Usher. Like, it has to be somebody on that level who's got that catalog.
And to sustain 2 years, I know by comparison to the greats like Celine in Vegas and all the other residencies in Vegas.
Sure.
Right? Usher running 2 years now.
Yeah.
In Vegas with that residency and sold out show every single night.
Yeah.
Every single show.
Damn.
Zane Lowe talking to Usher about this big announcement and getting the call because, as you know, or some of you may not know, Jay-Z is the one that is partnered with the NFL to put together these Super Bowl shows. So it's only natural that Jay-Z is the one that calls up Usher to say, hey, guess what?
What's it like getting that call from Jay-Z?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, you know, me and the big homie, we talk often. But when I got this call, and he said, it's time, it's magic time. You know, it's time for you to have that moment. I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, the Super Bowl. Like, oh, man. You ready? Absolutely, but no question.
Yeah.
And it was like, this was destined to happen. I think that everything that led up to that moment. Going to Las Vegas for my Vegas residency for the last 2 years. The legacy, obviously, that is the music, the celebration of entertainment in that place. It's a city of lights. You know, it's always been a place where you know, entertainers go and find love and passion to connection to their fans. So for the Super Bowl to have made its way to Las Vegas while we were in Vegas having such an amazing 2 years.
There you go.
80 million albums sold worldwide, okay? God. People know Usher. Yeah. Except for the people that Dammit Maury found on the streets.
Oh, no.
When talking about Usher.
No.
So we played you all the songs.
Yeah.
We went through the resume that Usher has.
Yeah.
We played you Usher getting the phone call from Jay-Z.
Yes.
All of that does not matter to the people that Dammit Maury found on the streets. Listen to this.
All right, so the halftime performer was just announced for the upcoming Super Bowl, and it's going to be Usher. What are your thoughts?
Oh my God, this is actually a really crazy question because I'm not an Usher fan.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like Usher's a little bit overrated. Like, do people still listen to Usher? I don't know.
Can you name an Usher song?
Of course. You make me want to leave the one I'm with, start a new relationship with you. This is, you know.
Sounds like you're a fan you're a hidden fan.
I'm not a fan. I just, like we all have the radio, like, it happens. It's like in your head. Like he has fans,
You're going to watch, aren't you?
I'm not going to watch the halftime show. I didn't watch Rihanna's halftime performance. Can you believe that?
All right, the news today. The Super Bowl halftime show is going to be Usher. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't like Usher.
Oh my
I don't like this at all. And I very much so hope Republicans start making rants. That'll be very funny on YouTube.
Can you name an Usher song?
No. I just don't like the image. I don't like the whole, watch this. That was stupid as heck. But yeah.
Do you think it'll only be him, like him solo, or do you think more will be announced?
I think he's old enough that more would be better. And I don't think he has nearly the same fan base as Rihanna or someone who could carry an entire halftime show by themselves, at least.
He's a good one. He's a good performer. He dances well. He entertains well. I think it's going to be an entertaining performance. Yeah, and it won't take away from football that much, I would say. It's not like bringing Taylor Swift to Super Bowl.
Can you name an Usher song?
See, this is me.
Like, what's that? Yeah. Is that Usher? Oh, my God. So in love. I just don't know the name of it.
It's going to be a good show. I mean, I feel like who's last year? Last year, I think it was Rihanna. I think Usher probably will definitely bring in some cool artists. I think he has a good catalog of songs and music to bring. So I think Usher won't disappoint this year.
Can you name an Usher song?
You got it bad. In your same something. Hold up. I don't know. I don't know the words.
Our next Super Bowl halftime performer has been announced, and it's going to be Usher. What are your thoughts?
I mean, he's been in the news lately, so I can see it. But, yeah, he's a good performer.
Can you name an Usher song?
No.
What are your thoughts? Usher, halftime performer.
I think it's a good choice. It has the nostalgia factor that, like Eminem and Dr. Dre had. Confessions is an Usher song, I think, or is that the album? I'm not sure, but I'm sure it'll be popular with a lot of the people. I'd probably tune in. I like that guy.
Canada got the biggest Usher fans ever. Huh?
I don't feel so bad anymore.
I'm ashamed.
I don't feel so bad anymore.
Oh, man, that resume does not matter to anyone.
No.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Cardi B thinks her house is haunted.
Uh-oh.
She owns homes in New York, Atlanta, and LA.
Yes.
And it's the LA home that is the problem.
Damn. Got the LA ghost?
Mm-hmm. Here is Cardi B on Instagram, scared out of her mind because she thinks her house is haunted and that she's being terrorized by a ghost with ill intentions.
So I go and I take a shower and I get out the shower and I lay on my bed and I lay on my bed, right? I start hearing like a fly sound, right? Bro, I haven't been able to find the fly. I told my driver to go get one of those things that you kill a fly with, the whatever spatula to kill the fly.
Fly swatter.
I don't see the fly nowhere. I bought the spray, everything. I don't hear the fly anywhere. Then I start hearing this sound in the hallway. It sounds like somebody's on a phone, like cling, 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 cling. So I told the security guard, one of the security guards that's guarding the house outside, to please, because I'm hearing it for like 15 minutes. I called my security guard to tell the other security guard that's outside to come in my house to hear the sound. Bitch, tell me how the sound is gone. So all I'm saying is, though, to you, right, that there's a ghost or a spirit in this house. And what I don't like about it is that the ghost be with me. Because when Offset is in this house, nothing ever happens. But when I'm alone, it always want to with me. Mind you, when I be in the house in Atlanta or in New York, there's nothing. But this house in LA is always some weird vibe when I'm here. And at this point, I feel like if I go to sleep, the ghost is going to me. Because the wants me. He wants me.
Okay. Wow, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. What's more terrifying? Being haunted by a ghost that wants to kill you or being haunted by a ghost that wants to make love to you?
Oh, make love.
I think the latter.
Yeah. I'm with you guys on that one. Yeah, terrorize me.
I love this.
Don't let me kissing me on my neck.
I heard a fly. Like it's like not like the couch was on fire, or there was like blood running down the walls. Like I heard a buzz.
Yeah, it was a buzz. And no other logical explanation. You went from possibly hearing a fly to it's guaranteed a ghost.
Yes. You went from, hey, security, get me a spatula to kill the fly, to like being assaulted by a ghost. Like there was no sort of in between. No. Like might have been a light bulb, might have been a this, could have been anything.
Some sort of electrical problem. Maybe the light switch in the hallway. There's something going on with the light switch is making a buzzing noise.
I love though. Could you imagine though that life where you hear something in the house and you're like, oof, I better go get my security guard who can tell my other security guard who can get the other security guard on this. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty incredible.
At this point, I feel like if I go to sleep, the ghost is gonna
come on, man.
Because
don't go to sleep, Cardi.
Me. He wants me.
Stay up. Stay up.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Hey, let me ask you this question here. Oh, you got to do something right now?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You just looked like you were reaching and grabbing a piece of paper or something. I thought you said some big announcement.
No.
Okay, man. According to a new study, 70% of people have pretended to like a meal to avoid hurting someone's feelings.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Okay. Now, I was reading this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, I think we've all done that. But I've done that at a restaurant.
Oh, same.
And I don't know why. I paid for it. And the meal's done, and they come by, and they're like, how was it? And even if I didn't like it, I'm always like, oh, it was great. You know?
Because what are you going to say at that point? Nah, it was all right.
Yeah, you should be able to.
But then I feel like it gets awkward between you and possibly the server.
And I wouldn't
what does the server care?
Yeah, well, that's my thing. Then don't ask, right? Like, because I think if I give constructive criticism, she's going to go back to the chef and be like, hey, great idea. Maybe do a little less of this, right?
Yeah.
But you know that's not going to happen.
Maybe add some garlic.
It's not a place for honesty. When somebody asks you, when you finish a meal and somebody asks you how you liked it, that is no place for honesty, ever.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
No, you just talk to whoever you're with, complain to that person.
Quietly, behind their back, like a normal person.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And then you go and tell all your friends.
Yes. Don't go there.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Right?
You ruin their business as soon as you leave. Right?
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy, right?
Right? Yeah, but I would rather just take care of it there. I think I would feel better if I had the ability to just be honest when somebody asks how something was and I didn't like it.
Yeah, would you rather a comment card?
I mean,
that way you don't have to physically, verbally say it.
I know, but then I'm going to start. I know I couldn't do a comment card because I'm going to tell you why. Is that they would give you the comment card and I'd fill it out and I'd be like, rah, 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 rah. And then I would leave and I'm like, you know what? I bet you nobody fills out that comment card ever. And that box has one. And it's
going to
mine.
be you. And they're going to know.
Totally. And it's going to be pinned somewhere on like a bulletin board in the kitchen by the staff shift list.
You're the enemy.
Right? Yes. Yeah. No, I can't do that. I wouldn't
don't serve this guy.
No. I wouldn't do a comment card. But there's like things like
what about like an anonymous Google review?
Nah. See, but that's. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to trash somebody, I mean, you're right. I am more comfortable doing it anonymously. Far more
He
comfortable.
doesn't mind being a keyboard warrior.
No, not when it comes to gravy. Right? I'm not going after your kid. I'm just saying too many mushrooms.
Yeah.
But no, I have a difficult time with that, and I don't know whether it's I'm just like terrified of confrontation or being honest or whatever it is.
Or do you
but
think
I
that the
can't.
chef's going to come out from the kitchen?
Yeah, I don't know.
And say, I want to talk to you about what it is you said.
I like to think that people are doing their best, and I don't want to trash somebody who's out there just, doing their best. And then I start to get like all emotional in this kind of thing. Like I'm going to hurt the guy. I'm going to get a guy fired or whatever it is.
Sure.
So I'm just honest. And I've said some real crap meals are delicious. Right? Like real
Like at
crap.
restaurants? Or
Yeah.
just like with people
Catherine
you know?
got us involved in something one time where she
Got us
wanted.
involved?
Oh my God. She got an invite to go to some restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, hey, let's go. They're doing a thing and they invited us. I'm like, I don't want to go on an invite thing. It never works out for me. I can never order what I want to order off the menu. And they always want to just like give you what they want. It's not for me. And she's like, let's just go. It's not going to be like that, super low key. And I was like, okay, cool. So we walk into this restaurant. We walk through the restaurant into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a table set up in the kitchen beside the chef.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, you get the tasting menu.
Oh, the first thing he gives us is brain and toast.
Brain
and
brain?
toast. Like, I don't know, like a sheep or something like that.
Okay.
Like a
Oh
little
my
piece of
God.
sheep brain and toast. Nope. Right? And I look at Catherine, and Catherine looks at me, and I'm like, no, don't you dare. And she looks over. The chef is staring at us. She smiles. He turns his back. She puts her brain on my plate. Then I got to eat 2 brains.
And you still married her?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha's worst job in the world. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Have we been getting inundated with phone calls and texts, bro.
So do you think you got the worst job ever? That's what we want to find out. We have a leaderboard in here. And we got some people who have called who have some really, really like nasty, nasty jobs. The top 3 right now is Cassidy at number 3, who makes government-issued crack pipes and meth bowls.
Damn.
Michael is at number 2 currently. He's a construction worker who had to clean up the mess on the site, but not like construction mess. He had to clean up after the actual construction workers, and part of that is like doing away with their water bottles full of urine because that's what they pee in on the job site when they can't get down to the porta potty.
Also, one time he found dirty underwear stuffed in between like lumber that was left on the site.
Underpants, right? Like that are just there. Ray right now is number 1. Ray is like a general laborer, and he gets called in to just clean up things. And he got called in to clean up an apartment after squatters. And he had to tidy up mounds, quote unquote, of indoor dog poo, barrels of rotten eggs, and a really concerning amount of vampire whatever that is.
Wow. All right. Guy, hello. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. You think you have the worst job in the world?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Go for it.
What's your job?
So for a living, well, it's actually a secondary living. I am a security guard at a nightclub and have some of the wildest stories you guys have ever heard.
So wait a second. You think being a security guard at a nightclub is the worst job ever?
It's kind of funny that it's actually both. It's the best and worst job in the entire planet.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about the best job.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear the best job ever.
It's the highest and the lowest.
Okay.
So
the
we
highest
want,
and the
why
lowest.
is you, Guy, why is your submission for worst job in the world being a security guard? Give us the details.
Well, no other job that you guys have talked about has had a mix of bites, shootings, stabbings, and one guy who pulled his entire internal organs out.
Oh.
What the hell?
Okay, hold on here.
Yeah.
Tell us that story.
Yeah. Okay, who pulled their internal organs out?
Typically at the clubs, you have a couple of unhomed individuals who walk around, and usually they pick up the cans that people are gross and like throw on the ground before they walk inside.
Yeah.
Typically, we collect them for these guys. We put them in a couple blue bags, and at the end of the night, they stop by. We have some conversations, and they go their way.
Yeah.
We've had one guy who it wasn't the typical guy that showed up. Tried to actually come inside, and we had to politely tell him, like, "Hey, man, it's not the night tonight." All that jazz. And he said, well, you can search me. I'm fine. And he lifted up his Boston Bruins jersey. And underneath his jersey he had his colostomy bag taped to his chest.
Okay.
All right.
And we go, oh no. And we told him, no, it's not happening tonight. So then he removed his colostomy bag and threw it at us.
Okay.
And I guess he had some major surgery happen because when he did that, the tube pulled out and it pulled out everything with it. No! And let me tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
And let me tell you, it looked like somebody opened up a Ziploc bag full of spaghetti.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I gotta get something clarified here because you had said, bitings and stabbings and everything else. Now, are you witness to this stuff, or have you been bitten? Have you almost been stabbed? Like, what's your connection to that?
Yeah, you wear special gloves. There's special gloves that they give to like corrections officers that you wear that people can't bite through, but it still hurts a lot.
Okay. Wow.
Well, for me, like terrible stories, okay? All those things that you mentioned, terrible. I don't know if you deserve number one on worst job in the world, but I do believe that you could replace someone who is already there, but not in the number one position.
Okay. Hold on now. Hold on. I may disagree with you on this, Mocha.
I think Guy's ranking is number 2, above the construction worker and above crack pipes and meth bowls.
Let me tell you why I think he should be number 1. So at number 1 right now, Ray, who is general sort of contractor maintenance guy, and he had to go into a house to clean up after squatters. So it was inside mounds of dog poo, barrels of rotten eggs, and all the vampire
stuff
material. I don't know if cleaning up any amount of dog poo even comes close to comparing going to work and having a colostomy bag thrown at you.
And then seeing all the guts?
Even aside from seeing all the guts, the man went to work. He went to his job. And part of his job required him to take a colostomy bag to the chest.
But that guy Ray went into a basement that had mounds and mounds of dog poo.
But the dogs weren't there and they didn't bite him like the people at this guy's job do.
I still think Guy deserves the number 2 position.
This is tough. We may have to debate further. And I have one more. Can I get one thing clarified just before we debate this again? Okay. Is that when the colostomy bag was thrown at you, did it hit you?
So it hit me square in the chest.
Okay.
Hit the ground.
Okay.
Opened up all over the ground.
Okay.
I had to finish the rest of my shift. So.
Okay. So Mocha and I are still in disagreement on here. We're going to have to get a third party. The guys from, I don't know if they can come in, but the guys from Loud Luxury are in the building. They're just standing in the hallway. Can Maury get the guys from Loud Luxury to come in and like maybe they can be the deciding vote?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. One time only. We're going to have outside consultation.
It's celebrity edition.
Yes, because okay, cool. Here we go. Yes.
Here we go.
Come on in. Loud Luxury is here. Grab that microphone. You're good. How are you, man?
How we living, man?
Really
good to see you guys.
How you been? Good.
Andrew and Joe, welcome. Juno Award-winning artist, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Loud Luxury in the building.
Before we get to anything else, we need your help because Mocha and I have been debating this. We do a thing on the show called the worst job in the world, where people call in and then I don't know if you guys heard this in the hallway.
We've heard it,
and then they just try and say the worst job. And Mocha and I are at like odds right now on who should be number 1 and who should be number 2. So we need you guys to be the deciding factor. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to play a song. We're going to come right back. Is Guy still on the phone?
Yeah, Guy, you're there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hang on, Guy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Guy, are you there?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so Andrew and Joe from Loud Luxury are here. Roz and Mocha's worst job in the world. So the current number 1 is a guy named Ray who cleans up. His job is to clean up places, and he gets called to clean up places like after squatters have been in there. And so Ray, his job was he went into one house, and there was a massive amount of dog poo, but inside the home. And then there was barrels.
Piles, multiple piles.
Yes.
And eggs.
And barrels of rotten eggs. And then he said that he also found like an unusual amount of vampire pornography. right? Which I don't even know what that is. Okay, and then we have Guy on the phone with us, who's the nightclub bouncer, who has seen it all. He has to wear gloves so nobody bites him. And then at one time, he was involved in an altercation with a guy who got pissed because Guy wouldn't let him in the club, and he lifted up his shirt and ripped his colostomy bag that was taped to his chest off it and threw it at Guy.
He literally got pissed.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And then he pulled it so hard that the guy's guts came out. And that's just one story. That's one story. So when it comes to the worst job in the world, they both participate in it. So it's not like they're witnesses to the awful things that happen at the job site. They're participating in it. So where are you guys sort of feeling right now as far as which one of these two guys has the worst job?
Okay, Guy, I'm so sorry to say this. I feel for you, my boy. Maybe we'll get you at another nightclub. Yeah. But I think, what was the other guy's name? Ray. I think Ray takes the cake.
Okay.
I think
Joe's on my side. Joe's on my side.
Because not only is he dealing with like a lot of poo-poo and rotten eggs and vampire, whatever the hell. But I would never do that. You could never pay me any amount of money to walk into a place that there's potentially squatters and like random people that are like literally like this is like their hobby. It seems like if there's like piles of poo, it seems like this is like premeditated. Like we're doing this.
Andrew? So Andrew, Loud Luxury is here, by the way. Andrew, you are the deciding factor here.
I feel really bad because I hate to interrupt the harmony here, but I'm with both of you.
You are.
Yes! And here's the reason why. I'll lay this down really quickly. 365 days in the year. Yeah. What are the odds that more than one day of the year you get a colonoscopy bag thrown at you?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. That is the pooiest, or whatever word you want to use, the worst day of work ever. But I think you're bound, your odds-wise, to encounter more weird stuff.
You're right.
Doing a squatting cleanup than you are at a nightclub bouncer.
If you told me I'm going to give you $1 million right now to walk into a poo vampire den, I would never do it.
Okay. So listen, I guess it's decided. Loud Luxury had the final say. So Guy, unfortunately, you're gonna take number 2. But
no pun intended.
But you didn't get number 1.
Hit us up. We'll try to get you a job at another nightclub. We know some people. All
right, Guy, thanks for sharing the story. You are now number 2 on the board for Roz Mocha's worst job in the world, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Right on,
later,
Holmes.
dude.
Right on.
So Loud Luxury, how the hell is everything? The new single or the latest single, If Only I, with BB Rexa is just like bonkers right now. Like, how is life for you guys?
Pretty solid. We're back in Toronto.
And you have the big show happening, just announced in December at Rebel. Loudluxurymusic.com, by the way, to get the tickets. What's the expectation for this show? You're coming back home. You've done multiple shows here, but this is going to be probably like would you say like the biggest for the year?
Yeah. We headlined Veld this past summer, and I think that performance was so special for us that it really was like, okay, your next show better be fire.
Yeah.
So we're throwing everything we have at this show to make sure it's the most special one yet.
Because fans have a definition of what makes a show special to them. What makes a show special to you? Like, what made that so special?
Veld?
Yeah.
Well, we started playing that show, or the festival, literally on the side stage. So I think when it was early slot, side stage, 10 people in the crowd, our moms were in the crowd, those were the only people there. It was we're like, oh, cool, this is fun.
You gotta watch your mom dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of awkward, you know what I'm saying? And then now we were headlining this year, so it's a pretty big full circle moment. And we've played it obviously a lot of times, but this year in particular was crazy.
Was your family there? At
Yeah,
Veld as well?
everybody was there.
Oh,
Everybody was
great.
there. They weren't in the crowd this time. They were on the side of the stage.
Oh,
So they didn't get a chance to experience when you guys dropped that OLG remix.
They heard it from the side stage. They saw the fire burn in their faces.
So I have to, let me just play a little bit of this track here real quick, because I need to get the story behind this remix, how you guys got involved with this. This is insane.
Yeah. So it's actually a really, really interesting story. A lot of back and forth between here and Toronto to make it all happen.
Yeah, I mean, OLG hit us up and they were like, we want you guys to do the remix. And we're like, of course we're going to do the remix. It's such an iconic, You don't even need to like hear like a second of it to know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such an iconic melody. So we're pretty excited for it. And like we were able to make it happen and Preston killed the vocals on it. So
Do you guys like meeting super fans and would you be cool meeting one now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Maria's one of the producers on the show. We've kept her away from you guys since you walked into the building.
Okay.
Maria, you want to come in and meet the guys from Loud Luxury?
You make me sound crazy. Yeah.
Come
I'll
on.
come in.
Okay.
Hey, as long as you just don't steal my kidneys and we're
I
good.
promise I won't.
Come on, Maria.
What
Okay,
if we
come on.
said no?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, listen.
No, Maria, when she found out that you guys were coming in here, her face like lit up. Maria!
No, not that.
we were asking them, we're like, what if we said no? Would you just sit at the window?
Yeah.
Come here,
Maria, get to a microphone. Get to a microphone.
Do you have
Get
any
to a
questions for
microphone.
Loud Luxury? Or actually, first of all, how many times have you seen Live Luxury Loud? Loud Luxury Live.
Wow.
I think I've seen you guys like 3 or 4 times. I remember when you played at Velt the first time.
Oh, wow.
I was
You were
young.
at that first show?
I remember seeing you guys headline. I can't remember if I actually was there or not. But
Too many beers.
yeah, I
So
can't
many
remember that,
songs.
but I've seen you guys a few times. Saw you in Vegas.
Okay, good.
So
Wow.
it's been
We
like
love
I
that.
feel like I've been following you guys along the way,
There you
not
go.
in a creepy way.
No,
not one of
not-
those weird super fan ways.
Do you have a question for Loud Luxury?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, how do you guys continue to stay creative and make all these like fun songs? You guys are just a big glow up so quick, which is like amazing.
Yeah. It's nice because we work with a lot of different people. So every time it's different. So it keeps it like fresh, you know?
Yeah. God, if she asked that question and one of you just said none of your business, I would have died.
We should have
Were you
really
hoping
have done
for
this
that?
differently.
You guys have really been begging for a moment where we just absolutely dunk on Maria.
Just be as mean as possible.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much.
Loud Luxury.
Loud
We love you
Luxury.
guys
Oh my
so
God.
much
Thank
here
you.
on the Roz and Mocha Show. Thank you for visiting.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Tell me who Monique Jeremiah is. And
Okay.
why she's like making the news.
So, you ever heard of hot betting?
Never.
Okay, hot betting. The best way I can explain hot betting, and then I just need everybody's immediate reaction to it. Hot betting is what Monique does, and it consists of, as a side hustle, renting out the other half of her bed to strangers.
Oh, hell no.
And she makes your husband, Maury, is in the other half. So
my
that is what
God.
hot betting is. And Monique has made a ton of money doing this, just renting out the other half of her bed to strangers. She'll be on with us at what time?
Like a couple of
I know, stop clapping.
I guess immediately after Mocha
Okay.
stops clapping. Just a few minutes.
Okay.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, Monique Jeremiah is on hold. Cannot wait to talk to her.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. So the concept is hot betting that Monique popularized. And
What is that again?
So hot betting, the best that I can explain it, and she'll, I'm sure, do a way better job at it, is her side hustle is renting out the other half of her bed to strangers.
Who's clapping? More clapping again?
To sleep there all night. Like, she doesn't rent a room in her house. She doesn't rent her basement. She rents the other half of her bed.
Monique, we need some explanation on this. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hello.
So, Monique, explain the concept, where it came from, and how you are benefiting from hot betting.
Hot betting, yes. It's definitely something that a lot of people are trying to work out why I did it and what is the purpose behind it. So when COVID struck, for me, it was a time to basically reset and do something different. So as my international education agency was collapsing and I found myself suddenly single, I decided that as a typical entrepreneur, I had to think outside the box and decide, how can I make an extra income which is easy and doable right in the middle of COVID? So I was at home one particular day and I looked at my bed and I realized, hang on, I've got a space in my bed. I can actually rent out this space. And that's how I came up with the concept of hot bedding. So if you think of hot bedding of like hot desking, where you move from, bed to bed, it's a temporary arrangement, and that's hot bedding. It's all about housing and no hookups.
Okay, so you rent out the other half of your bed to strangers.
Yes, I did. I did it for 2 years, and it was definitely a very lucrative idea because anything is rentable. And at the time of when I first did it, it was very logical because you've got space to rent and.
So how much were you charging people to rent out that half of your bed?
At that time, I was charging between $160 and $170 per week.
Oh my God!
Including water, electricity, and internet. So it's just like renting out a room, but instead I went one step further and rented half my bed.
Okay, but that I imagine involves an incredible amount of trust that you're going to fall asleep in the bed with a stranger.
Yes, absolutely. But then again, if you think about if you're in a hotel room and you're bunking with another person and there's two single beds, it's pretty much the same concept, but just your space is a little bit more confined.
But I've never rented a hotel.
Strangers.
Yeah, I've never slept in a hotel room with somebody that I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I have before, and you have to exercise a lot of discipline because it's purely a business transaction where you're renting a space. Just like you rent a room or you rent something without any other expectations, but just the space.
Okay, so Monique, are you renting that half of your bed? Oh, wait, before I ask this question, I need to know, how big is your bed?
My bed at that time was a queen size bed.
Oh, okay.
Tonight I'm actually in a hotel and I have a king size bed. So if I was doing hot bedding, you would actually be much more comfortable in a king size bed, to be honest.
Okay, and then are you renting to both guys and girls, or are you specific to one gender?
Well, at the time when I was doing it, it was open to any gender, but I actually did it with a male, which was fine. But I laid down the law and I said, look, this is my expectation. It's nothing more than just renting the space next to me and sleeping next to me.
Okay.
and it was great.
What do you sleep in? And what do they sleep in? What are the rules? Like, what if somebody's like, I like to sleep nude or I like to sleep in my underpants? Like, what are the rules?
Definitely both parties have to sleep with pajamas on, fully clothed, just out of pure respect and courtesy for each other.
Okay.
Have any of the renters of your side of the bed, even though the rules have been stipulated, like this is strictly for sleeping, tried to put the moves on you?
No, definitely not, because I'm very strict with hot bedding, because for me it's not worth going any further than that, because it's purely a business transaction.
But when you're sleeping and you're tired and like you said, like you were recently single, so you were used to having somebody there that you could, like when you're that tired in your sleep, sometimes when you sense there's a body next to you, you just move closer to it. You know what I mean? Like, did anything like that ever happen? Accidentally?
No, definitely not. Because for me, I put pillows between myself and the other person to create an immediate barrier. So,
Gotcha.
I was fully aware that they're there. But, with the way that I am, I run a modeling agency during the daytime, it's called Diversity Models. So I'm exhausted by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the pillow is just basically a separation barrier. It's, it's comfortable and it's informal, but at least it gives both sides a peace of mind that, this is my side and that's your side.
What if there's a snore beside you, or like somebody who farts or something like that? Like will you wake them? Will you wake them up? Like, what are the rules for that?
Well, I guess you can't do much with someone farts in bed because that's just very natural. But with snoring, I mean, a simple solution is you give each person earplugs to sleep with, so at least you can block out some of the sound. You have to take some small measures like this to make sure it's a comfortable sleeping arrangement. Just like if you had a room with two single beds, you would still also provide these little mini inclusions.
Okay.
How much money have you made so far? Have you calculated that since you started?
I made just under 20,000 over 2 years, which is not bad, right?
Damn, Monique.
Yeah, half a bit. That's pretty good income on the side. A side hustle.
Monique Jeremiah, it was wonderful talking to you. I don't know what your mother would have thought of all this, but I can only imagine.
She thought I was crazy.
Exactly. You made a ton of money off hot betting, which is you just rent out the other side of your bed, like people do with Airbnbs. You just rent out the other side of your bed to complete strangers, and you've made a very good living at it. So I guess congratulations.
Hey,
Monique.
big up to you, Monique.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
All right,
guys.
take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, Jada Pinkett Smith out here flaming Will again.
Oh,
no. Maybe I'm just reading too much into this. I don't know whether Jada Pinkett Smith is disinterested or she's just so far up her own ass she doesn't understand how she comes off when she says stuff. But the rumors with Will and Jada have always been that this is, it's a less than conventional relationship, and that is a sort of mutual agreement to plow through Hollywood, and they would each live their own separate sort of lives while raising a loving family and what would be a loving household. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That has always been the story. So it was Will's birthday. Jada wishes Will happy birthday on Instagram.
Very nice.
Okay. I don't know how I'd feel if my wife wished me happy birthday on Instagram like this. Just say, throw a picture up me, maybe with the kids, and just say, hey, man, happy birthday, love you.
Yeah.
Right? Jada Pinkett Smith writes this, Willard.
Wow.
Okay.
Using full old school name.
Okay. Willard, I am so glad you were born on this day. Without you, I would not have experienced the greatest joy of my life, the love of our family. On this divine assignment we've chosen to walk together, I am grateful for the wells of laughter along the trails of tears we've shared. Thank you for helping me learn to embrace it all with a smile. Here's to 100+ more birthdays full of growth, acceptance, and joy.
Damn, Willard.
Bro.
Put it in reverse.
Come on.
Jada.
Am I the only one that thinks that sounds nice?
Oh.
What? Fam, yo,
She says, here's to 100 more.
She doesn't even say, I love you.
Yeah.
With her heart emoji?
She doesn't even say happy birthday.
I would just prefer, even if you put hashtag HBD with like a couple of emojis.
She says to him, I'm glad you're born because I now have all of this. Not happy birthday, man. I love you.
You're a great dad.
You're a great dad.
Proud of all your accomplishments.
Thank you. Willard, I'm so glad you were born on this day.
And what was the line she said about assignment?
Yeah. Okay. So Willard, I'm so glad you were born on this day. Without you, I would have not experienced the greatest joy of my life. Not you or our love, but the love for our family. So the greatest joy is the love for our family. I understand that. On this divine assignment, we've chosen to walk together.
Who assigned it? The Illuminati?
Okay? I'm grateful for the wells of laughter and the trails of tears we've shared. Right? This is not how you wish somebody happy birthday.
It seems
this
poetic.
Is no normal person wishes their partner a happy birthday this way.
Maria, you're shaking your head.
It's just
Like in
insensitive.
disgust?
Yeah.
It's
like there's no like passion. Doesn't come from the heart.
There's no love.
There's no love in it. Like, and why are you
Yeah.
talking about the tears you've shared, knowing all the stuff that's going on?
Maybe this
and
is
has gone on.
why Maury thinks that it's appropriate because there's no love in it.
Every anniversary I have on this show, I always do the same quote, which is laughs and tears.
Yeah, the last of tears and
Chat
memories.
GPT could have written something nicer than that.
That's facts. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I would be like, if I woke up and I saw that post on like your partner's Instagram with a picture of you being like, I'm so glad you were born on this. No, I
I'm
love
using
you.
that from Matthews in 3 weeks.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Maria, please
Oh, hey.
explain why women on TikTok are still talking about their boyfriend's obsession with the Roman Empire.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. So there's like a whole trend going around because some guy who is named Gaius Flavius
Okay.
on TikTok he's like a Roman Empire impersonator type thing. He does like all these skits. And he posted a TikTok being like, ask your husbands and boyfriends and the men in your life how many times they think about the Roman Empire, because I'm telling you it's all the time. So then people took it upon themselves to start asking, and he wasn't wrong. You men love to think about the Roman Empire.
You know, at my house, I have, because I went to the Colosseum years ago with my brother, and we each have a stone that we took. You're not supposed to take them, but we each have a stone from like the outside of the Colosseum.
Did you get arrested for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like from the road. Like it's the road. It's not a stone of the Colosseum. It's a stone from the road where they were lifting them all up because they had to do some work, and they were like putting them all back in. And there was two little ones that were sort of off to the side in a pile that looked like rubbish, but we each took one. So I have on a shelf in my house a stone from the walkway into the Roman Colosseum.
That's kind of cool, though. That's cool.
So Maria came in here the other day and hit us with that question. You might have seen the video on...
I was the only one who was honest, by the way. You guys are liars.
You might have seen this on any of the Kiss social accounts.
Hey, Roz. Hello. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Actually, probably more often than you think.
How often?
I watched a documentary on the Roman Empire last week.
Okay. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Oh, every 2 seconds. It's a big deal. The Roman Empire is like,
You're such a liar. You don't think about it? How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Like once a day?
Once a day?
Yeah.
And what do you think about?
I don't know. There's like lots going on back then.
Such a liar.
Just like general curiosity. So much.
Hey, Shem. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
The Roman Empire? Never.
Never?
No, why? Should I be? I'm very violated. Go away.
Like, okay, so what's the point of all this? What's the point of all this, aside from
There really
shaming somebody who's into history?
There really isn't a point. I think the biggest thing is just that apparently guys love the Roman Empire.
So are other people like in the comment section on TikTok on other videos saying that yes, they've asked this same question to the men in their lives?
Yeah, people are saying that like there's a few comments that are like, why are these men so weird? So this is where their mind goes when we're talking to them. And then I pulled a few comments from our video that we posted. And someone wrote, I'm convinced as men grow older, their interests focus on 4 things: home renos, barbecuing, World War II, and the Roman Empire.
Okay.
History! It's called history!
Someone wrote, like, my Roman Empire is when Maury's asking Angelina Jolie what baseball position she's going to play.
Oh my God, classic. So Maria took the exact same question. The other 2 men in her life.
Yes.
Her boyfriend Louis.
Okay.
And her dad.
Okay.
Papa Papadakis.
Yes.
Okay.
Louis, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Pretty often, probably once every week, couple weeks. Depends on if it comes up in conversation.
But why?
But why what?
Like,
why do
what?
I think about it that often?
Yeah.
Because I'm fascinated by it.
But like, what's so fascinating?
Well, you can compare it to today's world and how everything is. So you think about it like that. But then also, for example, at the gym, if we're talking about, people talk about supplements and this and that, I say, well, back in the day, the Roman times, no one had creatine and this and that, and energy drinks and all kinds of whatever.
So you're that guy in the gym that says, well, back in the day in the Roman Empire.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's facts.
Okay. I know you're trying to make your breakfast, but I have a very important question to ask you.
Okay.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Never.
What about the Greek Empire? Is there a Greek Empire? What?
Before the Roman Empire, there was a Greek Empire.
Do you think about that?
No, not really.
No?
Although the Romans really stole a lot of the stuff that was Greek.
Oh, no.
Like architecture, like how to build statues and buildings, like how even warfare. They learned from the Greeks. Remember, the Greeks conquered all the way up to Minor Asia with Alexander the Great. And my neck of the woods, King Leonidas of Sparta, best warrior out there. Romans were just a bunch of sissies.
So the Greeks were the strong ones.
Well, every nation went through that. Greek Empire, and then it collapsed. The Roman Empire collapsed. The Ottoman Empire, but the Greeks did a lot of things way before the Romans did. Math, science.
Right. Sure. Okay. I got a whole history lesson.
Until the Romans conquered the Greeks.
Did you say the Ottoman Empire?
Yeah. I didn't even know that was an empire, but I got a whole history lesson after that.
See, your dad. No, not at all. But let me tell you everything.
Yeah. Let me keep going.
Yo, your dad's about to start war today with this.
The Romans really stole a lot of the stuff that was Greek.
Yeah, no, it's crazy though. But listen, don't shame people. It's history. Like, I can't believe that this is something where guys are getting shamed about
I don't know if
this.
you're getting shamed, but it's like, why are you thinking about that all the time?
No, it's not all the time.
That's shaming right there, Maria.
Yes. It's not all the time.
All right.
It's
you
not
guys
all the
think about
time.
your Roman
Also,
Empire.
I don't know if you heard, they didn't have creatine back then, Maria. Like, it was very difficult.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Alyssa, it's Roz Mocha.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good. How are you today?
I'm so great. I'm so happy to talk to you.
We're happy to have you on the show. This is what Alyssa DM'd to us, Roz.
Yes.
So my husband has night terrors like you do. Obviously referring to me, Mocha. He had one last night. We always laugh about it the next day. His are always the same animal, a bear. Wondering if yours are the same or different. So, no, I've never dreamt of a bear. But, Alyssa, if you can elaborate a little bit more on what it was your husband tells you about his dreams.
Yes, well, this particular one, I don't sleep very well myself, so I happen to be wide awake, and I'm laying beside him, and I feel this, like, vibration start happening. My, like, heart palpitates a little bit. I'm like, oh, my God, like, is he having a heart attack? Like, is he okay? And it starts shaking, and then all of a sudden I hear this. What I'm imagining on his end is a huge scream, but it sounds more like a trying to get it to be really loud. So I'm like, I wake him. I'm like, babe, are you okay? And he was like, it happened again. And I said, well, what? Like, what do you mean it happened again? And he goes, it was a bear. And he goes, this time it was going to get us. And I was like, what do you mean it was going to get us? He goes, well, you kept leading us deep to the woods, which would never happen, by the way, because I would never go into a dark forest. And I guess I keep trying to tell him to, like, lead him in further. And he's like, no, there's bears. He's like, shine the flashlight. He said when, like, in the dream, when I shine the flashlight, this massive bear was, like, coming towards us. And so he's like, run. And so when he started to scream or this squeal, that was his last attempt at saving us. and then I woke him up.
Are you not, like, try harder?
Well, I was like happy to know that, like, he was going to save me, but I was like, I'm one of those people, like, I'm like, I'll sacrifice myself. You go. You run. I'll be good eating. You just keep going.
That's a woman right there. You are
So,
a good one.
When he has his night terrors, is it always like he always squeals? Because when I have a night terror and in my dream I'm screaming, but in real life it's just like a loud moan. I'm like, are his night terror screams the exact same every single time?
Yes, pretty much, where he thinks he's being incredibly loud and screaming at the top of his lungs, and it's this little, like, wimpy.
Wimpy. Man. Women got no chill, huh?
Yeah.
Wimpy.
No wonder he didn't want to be on the radio with us, because I asked Alyssa, yo, can you get your husband to join us on the show to talk about this?
Yeah,
She's like, nah. I asked. He said, hell no.
The one thing he did tell me, though, is that it happened with his dad, and he used to wake his mom up howling.
Oh, really? What, the same squeals?
No.
But, like, his dad was dreaming about wolves, and so his dad always woke up with this, like, I think there's some deep-rooted stuff there, but that's always
Maybe it's like a hereditary thing. Like, you guys got the demon in you.
Well, next thing I was thinking about Cruz. Next, Mocha's going to hear Cruz, like, hollering down the hallway.
Hey,
I know.
Did Vern get night terrors, your old man?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
No.
I don't think
You're
so.
not open about that stuff in that house, eh?
No. But my night terrors, I mean, they're never about animals. They're usually, like, demonic and stuff, right? Okay. Completely normal. By the way, Alyssa, just a quick Google search. It says here, dreaming about a bear attacking you and injuring you severely means that you're feeling overwhelmed by upcoming challenges.
Okay, well, that seems accurate for our life. We caregive for my dad with dementia, so every day is a different day here. So that seems very fitting.
I bet you that exact same explanation is for a lot of things that could attack you in a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Demons and ghosts.
Yes.
Alyssa, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for calling. Again, I love you guys so much. I talk about you to everyone around me. I'm like, heard that on Roz Mocha. Heard that on Roz Mocha. You can get that on the app.
Oh, that's amazing.
So,
Before we let you go, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
I think about this question more often than I should admit, but hands down Jazz, and that's all I'm going to say.
Your phone cut out. Your phone cut out.
Say what? What? It sounded like you said Mocha because I'm the one that replied to the DM that you sent.
Oh my God, please don't do this to me. I'm already sweating about this question.
What
did you remember? You sent the DMs to us, and
What did
I'm
you
the one
say?
that replied.
What did you say?
And
Who
was
did you
going back
say?
and forth with you and stuff.
Who did you say?
I said hands down, Roz.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Roz, what's her name?
What's that?
What's her name?
I know.
This is what you call entrapment.
Mocha said it 14 times.
I also text every Friday. Alyssa.
In Kingston,
But
right?
it's
What is
also-
it? What is it? Alyssa? Yeah? Okay, cool. Alyssa. Thanks for the hint.
Thanks, Alyssa. Love you.
Love you guys so much.
Bye.
All right, bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
What's going on, y'all?
Yo, hey, have you watched Love at First Sight on Netflix yet?
No.
You know that rom-com dropped and it just sat there on my Netflix and I didn't hit play until...
Sorry, what? It's a
rom-com.
Okay.
Sort
It's
of.
not a reality
sort of.
show.
No. And it just sort of dropped and then just stayed there. Like I watched the preview and I was like, girl.
Who's in it? Maybe I've seen
I've
the
never,
preview.
I don't know anybody who's in it.
Let me see.
And
Love at First Sight.
So, girl, like she's got to go to her dad's wedding. There's another guy who is like going to London to go home to see his family. They meet in an airport.
John F. Kennedy
There we
Airport.
go.
There are thousands of people going hundreds of places.
Excuse me, sorry. My battery keeps dying.
I'll borrow mine if you want.
But today, a girl and a boy will meet.
Sorry, I don't share electronics till the third date.
Okay. No, I suppose it is quite intimate.
Oh, this is the girl from
Where's she from? I don't know what she's
White
from.
Lotus, season 2.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Thank you.
Narrated by Jamila Jamil.
Sullivan and
Yeah.
Oliver Jones will fall in love. This is me.
Well, this is unexpected.
I've always hated airplanes.
Then
Oh,
why?
holding hands in the airplane.
London.
A wedding. You?
It's a bit complicated.
Okay, so let me just say,
Okay. So you watch it?
out of the gate right now,
Yeah.
this is the best Netflix original film they've ever done.
Oh, shut up.
Come on.
Get out of here.
Yep.
That's a bold statement, bro.
I cried 3 times.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You cried 3 times?
Cried 3 times.
Girl, you need a hug?
Not once, not twice.
I know how to count to 3.
3. Like, and I don't mean like it was a continuous cry that sort of went away. And then, I mean, I like cried, had to recover, stopped, cried, had to recover, stopped.
So it says
cried,
here
had to recover,
from the
stopped.
studio that brought you Purple Hearts and to all the boys I've loved before.
Yeah, it is. Like,
Look at Maria's intrigued.
I'm watching it tonight.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
watching it
because-
tonight.
Can I? Okay, so one of the things that I love the most about the movie,
please,
okay, and I'm not spoiling anything.
Please don't.
No, I won't. is that there are certain scenarios and situations and all of this stuff that you're used to seeing in these types of movies where it's like two people meet and then they don't connect and then they're running around the same city and all that stuff, right? So there's certain things that you're used to and the movie sets all of those things up, only they don't do them in the way you would think they do. So they set you up in a very sort of familiar way where you're like, oh God, he's going to go and do the thing now, but only they don't. Right. And it's quite like shocking because your instincts are wrong. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, of course.
And then
right?
tears.
And then, oh my God, bro, I'm telling you.
Did you watch this with your wife?
Yeah, and
did
Roxy.
Oh, so did the girls cry as
Roxy
well?
was sitting in the middle. I don't think she cried, but Catherine and I were like looking over Roxy's head, like both bawling.
Really?
Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if you want like a good cry,
Love at First Sight.
I'm telling if you want a good cry, right? No, and it's not a cry that's going to make you feel bad or disrupt your sleep or ruin your day the next day. It is just like a good, perfect cry. I'm telling you.
And it's actually, this is pretty new. It just came out last week.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Telling you, it's so good. It's so good.
All right.
Yeah.
Maria, prepare for the tears tonight.
Oh, I'm a crier
Is
when
this-
things are sad with like movies, so I know that I'll probably cry like twice as much as Roz.
Is this a movie that you watch solo, or will you and your boyfriend watch it?
Oh, I already texted Louis. I said, "What are you doing tonight?"
Oh, all just now within 4 minutes.
I know.
We are watching this movie tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, did anybody watch that movie I told y'all to watch, the Love at First Sight?
I did.
You did, Maria.
Oh.
Did anybody else watch it?
No,
Nobody else did their
I'm
homework?
gonna watch it this weekend.
What'd you think, Maria? Did you cry?
I teared up, but I didn't cry.
What is wrong with you?
And you cry. You said, Roz, you
three
cried
times.
3 times.
3 times. You Gen Zers have no heart.
No, it was very. It was
No
a very
heart.
great movie. I think it was.
Well, hold on.
Exactly how you explained
On
it.
a typical day at John F. Kennedy Airport, there are thousands of people going
have no
hundreds
heart.
of places.
Excuse me. Sorry. My battery keeps dying.
I'll borrow mine if you want.
But today, a girl and a boy will meet.
Sorry, I don't share electronics till the 3rd date.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I suppose it is quite intimate.
It's great. It's so sad. You didn't cry with the.
No, don't
Spoiler
ruin
alert,
it.
man. Come on, man.
I
I'm gonna
know
watch it
there
this
was a
weekend.
few moments where I genuinely had like the water all across like my eyelids.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like streaming crying.
Well, I wasn't bawling, but I cried. That's crying.
Yeah, okay, then
No.
I cried.
Hold on. Roz, tears
Yeah.
fell out of your eyes down your cheeks.
No, I wiped them before they fell.
Okay. Maria?
Yeah.
You have to wipe them from your eyes? Was there enough? Of
Yeah,
a
I guess
puddle
my
of-
eyes were watering enough.
Okay, so you have to wipe. What about your boyfriend, Louis? Did he?
Yeah, I didn't watch it with him.
You watched it
actually.
alone?
I watched it with my parents because they
Oh.
wanted to watch it last
Did your
night,
dad cry?
No, my dad doesn't cry.
Oh, did your mom cry?
I think she did. I looked over, but she was kind of just like, it's like staring at the TV. So
Just
she
fighting
wouldn't
it,
turn,
fighting
so I
the
think she
tears,
was just
fighting the
it.
tears. Yeah, it's a great movie. Go watch it, everybody. It's my favorite Netflix. I think it's the best movie Netflix has ever done. The best
What?
original movie.
Stop
Yep,
it.
Yeah, without question. That's my number one. If I had to do a list, that's my number one.
Wow.
Yep.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, Kevin. It's Roz Mocha.
Hello. Kevin, welcome to Razamoka's Hell of a Story. When and where does your Hell of a Story take place?
It takes place 7 years ago on a bridge in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, crossing the U.S. border.
Okay, so what happened? Who are you with? Are you alone? Is this a trip you do frequently? What was going on?
It was a trip I did frequently. I was alone in the car, traveling from Northern Ontario to Winnipeg to visit my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the border, hand over my passport, flip my sunglasses off, and guy at the booth asks the standard questions. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? How long are you going to be there? Why are you coming through here? And he's scanning my passport, and you know, it's friendly enough for as you can be for a border agent. And that friendliness ends. And the questions become, who else is in the car? No one, sir. Do you have any weapons on you? No, sir. Do you have any drugs on you? No, sir.
Wow.
Scans again, then repeats the questions. Who else is in the car? They become a bit more, forceful. Who else is in the car with you?
Oh, my God.
Do you have any weapons? Do you have any drugs? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. By that time, I look up, and there are 3 Border Patrol agents in front of my vehicle with their guns drawn.
Oh, my God. What?
Yeah.
So you're now in your car at the border, and you have one guy who's asking you, who's in the car? Do you have any weapons? Do you have any drugs? Now you realize there's 3 other border agents in front of your car with their guns pointed at you.
Yeah.
What happens?
He goes, turn your car off.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Instantly, because, when you go through the border, you go to secondary crossing to go, pull up in front.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
they
wait. What
kind
time
of
of
walk
day?
you there.
What time of day was this at, Kev?
8:30 in the morning.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And is there a lineup of cars behind you?
Oh, a ton.
Okay. Oh, my God.
The border is full.
This would be my dream. I would love to witness this. I would love to see this
Okay.
going on in the car in front of me.
Okay, so guns are drawn. You got to turn the car off.
Yeah.
I turned the car off. He put your hands on the ceiling. I put my hands on the ceiling, and he goes, I'm going to ask you again. Who's in the car? Are there weapons? And are there drugs? I'm like, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir.
Yeah.
He's like, what's in your center console there? I'm like, my phone and my wallet. He's like, okay. Undo your seatbelt slowly. Okay. So I go and I move my hand, and I guess, nervous. I move it a little too quickly, and I hear a gun cock and the words, I said slowly,
Oh my God.
Yo, we got some action now.
Okay, so what? They get you out of the car.
Yeah, after they forcefully pull me out of the car and face down on the pavement, hands behind my back, and
oh my God,
up I go, and we walk into the building in a holding cell with no cameras, which was friendly enough. And they continue to ask me the same questions. And what's in your car? Like, tell us what you have in your car. Go through everything you have in your car. So I'm assuming they're searching it at this time. So I answer honestly. Suitcase full of clothes, backpack with a laptop, camera bag, a gift bag. They ask me what's in the gift bag. So I say, well, I'm visiting my daughter and she's 11, and there's a pillow that says I poop magic with a unicorn on it, which they did not take nicely to.
Yeah.
Did not like that. They yelled at me a bit more, threatened me a bit more.
Yeah.
Finally asked me where I worked, told them, and then they processed me with the mugshot and the fingerprints, and surprisingly, they didn't match. Also, the pictures didn't match.
Okay.
So they couldn't.
What?
So they couldn't tell me this, but after a quick Google search, after I calmed my nerves and left on the side of the highway, I'm Kevin Andrew Britton, born November 8th, 1982.
Okay.
Kevin Allen Britton, born July 8th, 1982, from Chicago, skipped $50,000 bond 2 days before I crossed the border.
Oh, no.
What charges? What charges did he skip?
Weapons and assault.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay.
So,
That's how they get you.
Same first and last name.
That's
wow.
how they- that's
so,
how they
Kev,
get
let me
you.
ask, from the time that you pulled up to the border there to cross over and this interaction started to when they hauled your ass inside and processed you, fingerprint, picture, all that, mugshot, all that stuff, to when they let you go, how much time had passed?
It felt like 3 hours, but it was like 45 minutes.
Wow. So is everything sorted now? You're all fine? You can move back and forth across the border, no problem?
Well, funny you ask that.
Oh.
July of this year, first family road trip. Daughter graduated high school, so we're going to do a road trip from Winnipeg to Southern Ontario to go see my mom. And we get to the border, we hand over our passports, and I hear an alarm go off. By the way, it was 7 a.m. this time.
Okay.
Okay.
And there was nobody there. Luckily, the alarm goes off, and I let out a sigh, and I tell my daughter everything's going to be okay. Just like a mob boss father getting arrested, taken away from his daughter. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I'll be out in 30 minutes. We'll continue our road trip, and do the same thing. Guns drawn, process, mugshot.
But was there not some sort of like note in your file that you're not the guy?
There was. But when border agents retire, apparently, the note goes away.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Just your luck. Yo, when they let you go, when they realized that you weren't the Kevin Britton that they were looking for that skipped town, did they like apologize or anything?
No, they're border agents. They don't have to apologize for anything.
They don't care. So this
They
happened.
don't care.
This happened a second time. And now your daughter's older, and when you were sort of like, I'm assuming they figured out that you weren't the guy. What was your daughter's reaction to all this?
She called just about everybody she knew to tell them how the road trip was going. And it all started with, well, Dad got arrested.
Oh, God.
Thanks, kid. Oh, wow. Kevin.
Kevin, that is a hell of a story, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yeah. I'm the same. And I'll smack that ass. My F1 group chat was going nuts yesterday.
Wow, what happened?
Max Verstappen wins again, 13th time this season. Last week, his 10-race win streak ended. 17 races so far this season.
Wow.
Let me play this for you. Because there's a reason why I want you to hear Max's reaction. Because you'll understand why something that was said later on happened, okay?
Max Verstappen comes out of the final corner for the final time. Max Verstappen wins the Japanese Grand Prix.
Max, that was absolutely fantastic. That was 19.4 ahead of the rest of the field, and that wins us our 6th Constructors World Championship. So congratulations, and thank you very much. You were totally awesome and dominant this weekend.
Yeah, unbelievable, guys.
You deserve that. What an unbelievable season we are having. You can all be very proud. Here at the track, back at the factory. Everyone, unbelievable.
All right, so he's kind of like...
Is he in the car while he's talking to him?
He's in the car, yeah.
Like still driving?
Still driving, right?
So
and
chill.
his team is like, when you see the footage, his team is freaking out.
Yeah.
Because what happened when they say he won the Constructors' Championship, their team, they have so many points for this season that even though there's 6 races left in the season, no other team could catch up and take this one title that they won. It's just mathematically impossible.
I wish
they
my
have so
car
many.
Bluetooth sounded that good.
So many points. So he is like
He's
like this is
chill.
quite an achievement.
Yeah.
13th win for the season.
Yeah.
And he's just like
He's like
it's like he's
thank
bored.
you guys.
Right?
It was a great weekend. I really appreciate it.
So usually what happens after the race, the
Yeah.
first place guy, Max Verstappen, and then the second and third place guy, they have this chill room. They drink their water, they talk about like a little bit of the race. There's like TVs everywhere and they show like the end of the race and they just make little comments. And it's like decked out with televisions and lights and like cameras everywhere and microphones, right? So they're sitting back there and one of the jokes this season is that Max Verstappen, because he's in that room so often and he's talking to the other drivers, that he's hosting his own podcast. Right?
Okay.
So this clip is kind of hard to hear because one of the other drivers, he's speaking kind of quiet and he says, I'm just happy to be on the Max Verstappen podcast.
Yeah.
And then Max says something that then had everyone being like, WTF, bro?
It's carnage in the moment.
He says, I'm just happy to be on the Max Verstappen podcast.
I don't even like podcasts. On Max's podcast.
So he says, I don't even like podcasts.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then people were like, yo, why would you say that? Right? So afterwards, a reporter asks him about podcasts.
Max, I'd like to ask you about the Max Verstappen podcast that he seems to be hosting after every race now. How do you find those moments in the cool-down room, the three of you all together? Is it a nice chance to sort of talk about what's happened? How do you find the emotions in that moment? And do you really not like podcasts?
Yeah, I don't even know who came up with that because I don't even like podcasts. They make me fall asleep. So I don't know. Maybe we can call it something different. We'll come up with something a bit more fun. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just happy to be a guest. So.
You can be a guest of anything.
He does not sound like a friendly guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I think it's natural, right? When you see some footage of the race, then you talk about it as drivers too quickly, you know, when you see some shots. So it's just, nowadays everything gets recorded. Fortunately, when the camera is there, you can't say everything you want to say.
So in that moment, I realized Max Verstappen is not a fun guy.
There's not a lot of fun in that guy.
Right? Like everyone
Somebody who races cars for a living. Like, there's not a lot of fun.
At all. Like, no room to play.
Yeah, maybe that's why he wins all the time.
He's just it's just black and white.
He's very serious.
Yeah, maybe that's why he wins. How many, what's that other guy that everybody loves? The good looking guy?
Alex Tagliani?
Charles Leclerc.
No.
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton.
Oh.
How many has he won this year?
None.
Do you remember last year when we had a conversation of how many races Lewis Hamilton was going to win this year, and I said 0?
Yeah,
and you guys looked at me like I was crazy.
Like the closest he came was last week.
I don't even follow racing.
He
and
came
it was
in
like
third.
0.
Last week he came in third, and the only reason why he got that trophy is because his teammate on the very last lap, there was like a 1 minute left in the race.
Yeah.
His teammate was third place. Lewis Hamilton was fourth.
Right.
His teammate spun out and crashed, and then Lewis was able to take third place.
Gotcha. They need to go to like NASCAR training and hang out with those dudes for a while.
Oh,
you know,
right?
Like
a little bit more attitude.
Yeah.
No, listen. Some of the other like Max is the only one that
Yeah.
reacts this way. I don't like podcasts. They're not fun.
It's just not fun.
Like, come on, man, you're a champion.
Maybe he doesn't have to be though. Maybe he doesn't have to be.
Or it's part of it.
Right?
It's part of the deal. It's part of what you get.
Yeah,
and he knows it.
I think so.
And, like, he's
You're
playing all
alone
of
a
us.
lot in the car, alone. Like,
yeah.
I mean, a lot the whole time. It's not like you're Ubering. You stop and you pick somebody up
there's an idea.
during one of the turnaround pit stop.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go for a spin?
Yeah, I guess maybe you're just like such a serious guy. Like everything that you do, you just happen to drive really great. But other than that, you're just, you're
just dull.
Yeah, you're just dull.
Yeah.
And power to him, man. He's winning like crazy.
Yeah, well, there you go. Congrats to the boring Max Verstappen.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.